Ohio. As the Buckeyes win the tip. Cambridge gives it to McMahon, looking to go inside. Look out for Chance Gray. Goes all the way to the corner. Having control of it is Theory, back out to Cambridge. Rebound by the Buckeyes. Shot good by Taylor Theory. Ohio State quickly on the board, and now they're full court press, something you see a lot.
Absolutely, Ohio State, they're known for that physicality and aggression on the defensive end, and that's why they force so many turnovers.
Ohio State, 36 turnovers, a season high, forced 22 steals as well against Utah State.
That's just unprecedented, not numbers you really ever hear about for any team, and just overall on the season, they're forcing 26 a game, which sounds like video game numbers, if I'm being honest, but if you see the way these Buckeyes play on that defensive end, you'd understand.
Allie Becky will look inside. Foul called, travel on the Cardinals.
Marie Kiefer, she's someone they're going to be looking to a lot down low, but just took a couple extra steps, and they got to keep feeding her the rock, though, Micah. Her confidence in scoring inside is crucial for this club.
Kiefer ranks second in field goal percentage. The shot good by Theory.
I'm sure Kevin McGuff likes that, getting aggressive in the interior. Whenever she has space, she needs to shoot it. Shot about 63% from the floor last season.
Pass a little bit too far. Right there to get it is Asia Petty. Swing it all the way around to Cody McMahon, looking inside for Petty, who is double teamed. There'll be a foul called, or travel on Ohio State.
And Petty just swarmed on that double team and on the interior, and it makes sense. She was someone who was really a force for Kentucky last year in the SEC and has been a really solid post presence for the Buckeyes. You can't really leave her alone, and Ball State did a good job.
That'll be 8 seconds not to be able to get past the midline. Ohio State's defense looking good so far.
Already forced a couple of turnovers, and 4 points to none for these Buckeyes. It's really going to be an uphill battle for any team they face.
Cambridge looks to Theory. Will go back outside for Chance Gray. Her shot is good.
She is a sharpshooter, Micah. Hit 9 threes, tying Kelsey Mitchell's program record against Charlotte, and overall is shooting well north of 40% from deep this season. What a big addition for Ohio State.
What a job by Chance Gray. 43% from beyond the arc this season so far. Ball State able to get it past. Looking to go inside. Will go back out to Allie Becky. Drives all the way in. Her shot no good. A rebound, and that's good by Elise Stuck.
And the rebounding numbers for Ball State aren't the craziest, but they're very aggressive on the glass. You can't leave them alone.
Foul called as the shot is no good by Lachelle Austin.
And talked about Ohio State's press, but you saw them a little bit after the made basket. Allie Becky getting her hands dirty and forcing the turnover. It didn't lead to points, but it was a productive play.
Cody McMahon, her triple. Clangs off the iron, but Petty right there and was knocked away by Ball State. Allie Becky has Cambridge on her. Go all the way to the corner for Austin. Kiefer thought about it. Now we'll go back out to Austin. Ohio State been right there, the double team. And the rebound by Petty. Here comes Cambridge all the way down the floor, gets the contact. She'll shoot 2 from the charity stripe.
Cambridge, not the biggest frame, but able to take contact like that and still get a good look at a shot. That one was just a touch too strong for the freshman.
And Cambridge just so fast. If she has an opening, she's gone.
Absolutely. You have to keep eyes on her at all times, and she's been doing it ever since she got into a Buckeye uniform. 31 points in her debut.
Cambridge, 81% from the free throw line. Both of these teams, Connor, have forced a lot of turnovers, especially Ball State for a mid-major team. They forced 18 turnovers a game, but have not been able to set it up against Ohio State.
It's going to be tough against the Buckeyes. They're a team that is really good about turnovers on both sides. They force them on the defensive end, and they're able to hold on to the basketball on the offensive end.
Good job by Ball State to get it past half court. Looking for Allie Becky. Austin gets the screen, send it back out to their leading scorer. Austin has theory on her, gets the screen, the shot no good.
And Micah, as a team, Ball State has been struggling from deep like we talked about in the open, but if anyone is going to be shooting those shots, it should be Austin.
And Cody McMahon with a turnaround jumper extends the lead to 9. That'll be out of bounds, last touched by Cody McMahon. Ball State inbounds it, looking for Becky. And that one will be knocked away by Taylor Theory. And Connor, what do you got to do? Ball State has had struggles so far just getting it past that half-court line.
You can't waste any time when you get the ball in your hands. Just keep moving it and make Ohio State move themselves. Just like that, Austin getting out of the backcourt quickly.
Kiefer slings it out to Becky. And we'll go all the way out, back to Kiefer, now to Stuck. She drives in and loses the ball. And looking all the way is Chance Gray, and one. The bucket is good.
Coast to coast, Chance Gray. She was all defense in the Pac-12 when she was at Oregon, and you see how she plays on that end right there, just taking it and taking it all the way down the court for the bucket. She is a special player.
Chance Gray, that's her 16th steal of the season. Converts the and one and gives Ohio State a 12-point lead. Ball State able to get it in. As Becky will pass it back to Kiefer. Will go all the way across. Just not able to find Malia Johnson. It'll be out of bounds, but in favor of the Cardinals.
When Ball State is trying to get this ball up court, they don't have anybody in the actual forecourt able to receive these passes.
The tough shot is good by Kiefer. Cambridge goes all the way outside to McMahon. McMahon looking to get in the paint, has some tough defense, gets the screen. Go all the way outside to Theory, back in for Petty, too strong off the glass. Austin with the spot up three, no good. Rebound, Ohio State's Taylor Theory. Ohio State gonna slow the tempo down. Chance Gray gets the screen, look all the way inside to Petty. Beautiful teamwork by the Buckeyes for the bucket.
Nice feed from Gray, and Petty has good touch on that floater. So that's going to be a shot they're going to look to very, very often.
There'll be a timeout on the floor as the Ohio State Buckeyes have a 16-4 lead. We'll be right back after the break.
Scan the QR code on the video.
Thank you, Jalen. Ball State has really embraced the challenge. We talked to head coach Brady Sally, talked about he takes one game at a time, and they love the challenge.
He had a great quote when talking about that and the way they've had all this success at the MAC level and why they schedule so many tough opponents. He said, "Our opponent is the standard," and the standard has certainly been set with the Cardinals.
And they've done a great job with that standard so far this season. The bucket is good for the Cardinals and Zuri Ransom.
And you saw the culture at work right there, moving the ball quickly and get a nice, easy shot in the paint for your teammate. That's very efficient basketball.
Cody McMahon gets the screen. Drives inside, loses it. Kiefer gets it. Back up to Becky, blocked by Ohio State, and the Buckeyes have possession.
Jelani Cambridge getting the hand up. Lemila was right there as well, and it's tough as a 5'8" guard when you're driving in the paint and you've got a 6'5" center right in the way. Lemila, what a big addition with the height she brings on the interior.
Gray swings it to Cambridge. Back over to Gray. There'll be a foul on Ball State, just grabbing the arm of McMahon.
And there's that aggression on defense we've talked about for Ball State. Zuri Ransom, the freshman, getting all over the ball. Did commit a foul, but I'm sure that's a play that Brady Sally likes, because look at that. She may have committed the foul, but she still got her hands dirty, got in the play, and is making the effort.
Inbound to Watson. Shot is good.
Ava Watson has struggled a little bit with hitting shots consistently, but has come off the bench oftentimes and been a real spark plug. Had a 20-point game earlier this season.
Look all the way inside, and that'll be good for Malia Johnson.
And what a feed from Austin from the corner. Just left that one over the top for her big, and she had a good look at it on the other side.
Green swings it to McMahon. Rebound by MJ Johnson. Pass to Austin. Top of the key, the shot, no good, clangs off the back. Ohio State looking to go quickly, loses possession, double dribble by Lachelle Austin.
Austin got that rip and maybe just got ahead of herself a little bit and walked with it.
Ebony Walker checks into the game for Cody McMahon. Inbound to Green. Green swings it over to Watson. Go all the way back over. Looking inside for Ebony Walker. She loses possession as Johnson gets it for Ball State. Becky with the screen. Swings it over to Ransom. Her shot no good.
Ball State down by 10. They've had a couple really nice looks from deep, Micah. If they've hit a couple of those, they would be right in this game, just a little bit closer.
Ebony Walker with the offensive rebound. Green gives it up to Theory. Now back over to Green. Her floater. No good. Rebound by Stuck. Cross-court pass for Austin. Shot is no good, but the hustle play by Ball State as they'll keep possession.
They're just all over the offensive glass. Ball State, 2 offensive boards so far, and they're really making their presence felt there. They've held Ohio State to a scoring drought for the past couple of minutes. They've been playing really well on both ends as this game has gone on.
Ball State struggling to score. 4 for 13 from the field, 0 for 5 from beyond the arc. Becky, bounce pass to Stuck. Swings it over to Austin. Austin with the shot. No good. Rebound by Lemila. Watson will set things up for the Buckeyes. Green comes from the corner, dribbling it all the way around, gives it up to Walker. Watson will look inside, beautiful feed, shot is good by Lemila.
Really nice possession for the Buckeyes. They never stop moving. Everybody off the ball is relocating, and when you do that, you're going to get a nice shot like that Lemila had inside.
Allie Becky be tripped up. Foul be called on Watson.
Buckeye foul number 5, Ava Watson.
And so far, Connor, the first team All-MAC player a season ago, not being able to get involved, 0 for 2 from the field.
Yeah, she's still scoreless, does have a couple of steals, so she's been active on the defensive end, which Makes sense given that all-defense status last year, but the points will come.
Kingery looks inside. The shot no good by Richard. Green looks inside, finds Lemila. Ohio State gets the bucket.
Another great two-person game there between Lemila and Green. They've had nice chemistry early on this season.
Tessa Towers with the screen. Becky looking to shake her defender. Pass out to Austin. Austin back out to Kingery. Loses possession. Ava Watson has it one-on-one, takes it all the way to the block. It'll be a foul on Kingery.
Kingery, the freshman, commits the foul, but does a good job at making sure that Watson doesn't get the bucket to go with it.
Just taking another look at it. Great job by Ava Watson to lean in for the contact.
Freshman, but making some veteran moves.
Watson gives Ohio State a 16-point lead. Buckeyes so far perfect from the charity stripe.
Their team with a lot of really strong free throw shooters, and that was the label on Watson coming out of high school. A great shooter from everywhere, especially the charity stripe.
That will be the horn as the first quarter comes to an end. The Ohio State Buckeyes lead the Ball State Cardinals 24-8. They're on the Ohio State Buckeyes with a 16-point lead over the Ball State Cardinals. Connor Shue, Micah Flagg, Jayla Fanhorn with you as we head to the second quarter. The Ohio State Buckeyes on a 6-0 run, Connor.
And that's because they've been playing their game, Micah. Forced 6 turnovers so far, and they've been sharing the rock too. 7 assists as a team already, winning the rebounding battle as well. Ohio State, they're leading in almost every facet of this ballgame.
And both of these teams with 5 or more turnovers. Ohio State 5, Ball State 6. We talked about with Brady Saley, something he talked about they had to do was ball control.
Absolutely, and big thing he mentioned is controlling the rock can be a little relative against Ohio State, a team that puts so much pressure on the ball handler, but he said they've just got to control what they can control and limit the turnovers as much as they possibly can.
Becky with the ball in the corner. Swings it all the way over to Stuck. Drives in, the shot is good, and she'll have an extra one coming at the line.
Elise Stuck, about 10 points a game this year, and her final in 5th year, her first as a Cardinal. She has been incredible for them. Missed the last game against Davidson, but otherwise has played every game, and you see her skill on that drive.
Foul called on Cody McMahon. Preseason All Big Ten player. Ball State converts the and one, trailing by 13. Cambridge looking to go coast to coast and gets the finger roll.
Jelani Cambridge, incredible athlete, just breakneck speed. So hard to keep up with her in transition.
Looking to go inside, a little bit too strong for Zuri Ransom. Cambridge looking to do it again. No good. Ransom go all the way to the freshman Kingery. Her shot good.
Nice take by the freshman. That's one of the first times all game Ball State has been able to get in the transition, and they can thrive there, Micah.
Looking for Petty, gives it up to Cambridge. Cambridge looking for the rebound, but Kingery able to secure it. Swings it to Kiefer. Now to Becky. Looks inside, Kiefer, the open look, no good.
That was a great pass by Becky as well. You just have to finish those if you're Ball State.
Cambridge all the way out for McMahon, then back to Theory. That one's tipped, but right there is Petty, and she gets it inside for Ohio State.
Petty has a nose for the basketball. Knows where to be at all times, boxing out under the basket. Just has a penchant for grabbing those rebounds.
Kiefer swings it to Becky. Back out to Kiefer. Looks inside for Stuck. There'll be a jump ball in possession of Ohio State.
That's a great play by Chance Gray. Able to keep the hand on that basketball and bring the driver back down to the court without committing the foul. And that's tough against a player like Elise Stuck. Just very sharp defense from a veteran.
Watson inbounds it to Cambridge. Gray swings it back to Cambridge. Then out to Watson. Corner three, rebound Ohio State. It'll be out of bounds. Ball State has it.
McMahon flew in there and tried to tip the rebound back to herself, and I think Petty already had position, so just getting a little bit ahead at that point, but now it's Ball State ball, and they got to take advantage of a situation like this.
Kiefer out to Kingery. Austin swings it for Johnson. Austin has Gray. Then back out to Johnson. Johnson with the open look, takes it against Asia Petty right at the shot clock, gets it in.
Good move by MJ Johnson, Texas A&M transfer. Crafty move in the paint after some really good ball movement by the Cardinals on that possession.
Cody McMahon just stumbles, losing possession of the ball. The Cardinals have it.
Another opportunity for Ball State to take advantage. They got to break the press again, of course, but whenever Ohio State makes a mistake, they need to pounce.
Ball State pushing it up the court all the way outside for Kingery. And it'll be last touched by Bolden as she slides to the floor.
Some great hustle by Bolden. Took a pretty big spill over there, but that's just what Ball State does.
Ohio State so far 7 assists, Connor. When Ohio State, the Buckeyes dish out 20 or more assists in a game, and 72 times they've done that. This is an Ohio State team that's 69-3 under Kevin McGuff.
That's what it is. Winning basketball comes when you share the basketball.
So far they have done that as Cambridge looked inside for Petty. Kiefer up top. Out to Austin. Swings it to Johnson, then back over to Kingery. Inside for Johnson, just can't get a hold of it.
Pass brought her a little bit too deep into that post position, and at that point was already trickling out of bounds and wasn't really enough room for her to toss that back in.
Ohio State a 13-point lead over the Ball State Cardinals, and Ball State this season 6-3. Last season though, Connor, 28-6. They were 16-2 in the MAC.
Number 2 team in the MAC as well, and lost to Kent State in the MAC tournament and went to the Women's Basketball Invitational and surprisingly got bounced in the first round by a very solid Belmont team, but Ball State, I think they're on a bit of a revenge tour, and they're a team that I think has a shot at the NCAA tournament. They're a very talented squad that has the firepower, has the strong coaching, and they've been so close for the past couple of years that you think their breakthrough is just around the corner.
And Ball State in 23, 22, and 21 won 20 games. But Brady Sallee said that's not his team's goal. They want to make it to the tournament. And that'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Kiefer. Great defense by the Buckeyes.
They were all over Kiefer on that end line and just gave her enough pressure to where she started to teeter out of bounds and eventually touch the line.
McMahon at the top. No good. Rebound by Theory.
That's a crafty finish from Taylor Theory there under the basket, able to locate the basketball, get the offensive rebound, and finish with her back to the basket on the nice reverse scoop. Nifty move.
Becky charges in, swings it out to Kiefer. Austin now over to Kingery. Looks inside for Kiefer. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Travel on Ball State. Ohio State will get the possession, and that will be a timeout. The Ohio State Buckeyes lead 32-15 against Ball State. We'll be right back.
Yeah, guys, Ohio State made a lot of moves this offseason, but the biggest was the addition of graduate forward Aja Petty, who addressed one of the Buckeyes' biggest deficiencies last season, and that was rebounding. Ohio State was dead last in conference rebounding, averaging only 33 boards per game. In all 6 of their losses, they were out-rebounded, and head coach Kevin McGuff was bluntly honest. He said he knew if his team needed to make a deep playoff run, that issue needed to be addressed and fast. And once the offseason came, they went out searching and found Petty, a transfer from Kentucky who can not only put the ball in the basket, but crashes the glass at will. And we saw that in the win against Old Dominion. She had 24 points, grabbed 11 boards, and again, there's no doubt that she's really helped this Buckeyes team. She was also named Big Ten Player of the Week, and right now, this Ohio State team is 4th in conference rebounding. They're 8-0 on the season so far, looking to make it 9 wins here tonight against this Ball State team. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jayla. The Ohio State Buckeyes up 17 points with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Aja Petty Connor, 4 rebounds already tonight, a couple putback looks as well.
She's been strong under the basket, and it's exactly what she came to Columbus to do. Very strong presence on the interior.
Cambridge guarded by Becky. Looking inside for Petty. Cambridge. Shot is no good. Rebound by Kiefer.
Ball State's doing a good job at forcing Cambridge into tough shots all over. She's 1 for 5 so far. Had that tough finish earlier on in the game, but that mid-range look, it's not really something you want if you're Ohio State.
But the defense has clamped down. In the last 4.5 minutes, Cardinals have turned it over 5 times. Hands it off to McMahon. Taylor Theory drives it in. Foul called on Kiefer.
She's got a piece of Theory on that drive to the bucket. Went around the other side, a strong take, but couldn't really get that right arm around to properly finish the drive, and therefore will shoot 2.
Both of these teams, Connor, have struggled from beyond the arc so far. Still very early, but 1 for 7 for Ohio State, 0 for 8 for Ball State.
Yeah, 1 3-pointer between the two teams is not necessarily what you'd expect. You look at Ohio State, shooting about 34% from deep, a solid mark, and Ball State only about 28%, but most of these threes taken by proficient shooters. Lachelle Austin has gotten the bulk of them, but they just haven't fallen.
Johnson gives it to Becky. Becky with the step back. No good. Rebound by Petty.
Good move to get some space by the All-MAC player, Becky, but couldn't get that finish.
Cambridge hands it off to McMahon. Now back to Cambridge. Looks inside for Petty. Foul called. As Ohio State will lose possession as Ball State will have it. Thought maybe there was a foul there. A good job just keeping those arms up. A travel called against the Buckeyes.
And that's the thing. Asia Petty, she's been doubled almost every single time she's gotten the ball in the post, and she's had some trouble against that double team of Ball State. They've done a really good job on her so far, and overall against the Buckeyes, at least beyond the arc, but still have allowed 32.
Looks inside for Johnson. Back out to Becky. It's a little too high for Stuck, still in control. Stuck not able to get the shot off in time. Would have been good if she could.
Yeah, that was probably what they were looking for. Would have been massive to have that first three fall through, but unfortunately for the Cardinals, that shot was just a tick too late, and that's the thing about some of these possessions on their side. It's been, the actions have been taking a little bit too long, and Ohio State is good enough defensively to be able to break things up.
Lemila hands it off to Green. Gray gives it to Watson, who looks inside. Ball movement by Ohio State. Gray with the deep three. That one's good off the backboard.
2 threes made for Ohio State, both of them by Chance Gray. They've got to get her some more looks.
That one is good by Haley Smith. Two minutes remaining in the first half. Gray looking inside to the cutter. Watson loses possession. All the way out. And then that one was looking to go inside to Johnson, but just too far sailed past her head.
Looked like they weren't really on the same page on that feed to the inside. Went straight to the official Brian Enderline.
Maybe thought Johnson would be at the other block. Gray gets the screen by Lemila. That'll be a foul called on Becky, who throws her hands up in disbelief.
3 steals tonight for Becky, but got caught reaching that time, and that's what happens. A little too aggressive on that defensive end, and she knew it.
And that's 2 personal fouls for Becky, so she will be subbed out. Inbound to Theory, over for Watson. Her shot is good. Back-to-back threes for the Buckeyes.
Watson with a confident stroke from deep. Got a little bit of room and was able to fire.
A little bit too high for Johnson. Green has it. Watson, the side step three, no good. Rebound by Theory. Green will take her time, under a minute to go. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Green will drive inside. Doesn't draw the foul. Rebound by Johnson. That'll be out of bounds. Looking for number 23, Zuri Ransom, but threw it a little bit behind her.
Yeah, but that one bounced right off her hands, Micah. You can't really have that if you're either side, and you could see the frustration on the face of Brady Sally on the sideline, slamming the ball on the ground after it trickled into his hands, and you can understand.
A 10-second difference between shot and game clock. Ohio State gonna bring it all the way down. Taylor Theory looks to go inside, one-on-one. That one no good. Rebound by Stuck. Foul called.
Buckeye foul number 0,
Be on Madison Green, her first of the game.
The senior caught reaching on the play, and she got beat off the dribble, so tried to gamble for the steal and couldn't quite get there.
Ball State
Substitution made. Johnson comes in for Kingery.
replaces Grace Kingerly.
Stuck will inbound it. We'll give it to Johnson. Ohio State gets a hand in. Shot taken. That one is good to end it off for Zuri Ransom. But Ohio State still a commanding 18-point lead, 38-20.
It's a big one for Ohio State, but an even bigger shot right there for Ball State. That's exactly how you want to finish off your half if you're the Cardinals. They just struggled from the field and from three-point range overall, but that was a big win for them. Their first conference game coming against a very solid Illini team. A lot of veterans on that squad. Not unlike this Ball State team. A lot of seniors here.
Just a lot of parity in the MAC. Buffalo 8-0. Look at Toledo, Bowling Green. A lot of opportunities to make a name for yourself in the MAC. Rebound by Ohio State. Up to Theory. Ball State comes up with it.
Really strong rebound by Stuck, just ripping it away from Petty, who was one of the rebounding leaders in the SEC last year.
Johnson with the corner three. Looks inside. Johnson gets the second chance opportunity and puts it in.
Slight defensive breakdown there for the Buckeyes, Micah. Nobody was covering MJ Johnson there in the paint. Becky recognized it, and she had an easy 2 points.
Ohio State up by 16. Cambridge loses possession, goes out of bounds. Possession goes to Ball State.
Check out on the replay, just a quick collision between Kiefer and McMahon on the sideline, and they give this one up to the Cardinals as some pretty tough contact.
Ohio State back in their full court press. This worked wonders in that first half. Created 15 turnovers. Stuck just able to get there. Chance Gray had a hand on it. Travel called. Ball State turns it over.
Picked up her dribble before she stopped walking, and that's what the Ohio State defense does to you. It makes you overthink everything and makes you forget about simple things like that, and for a second you get caught up and make mistakes like that.
Great job by Asia Petty with the stutter step.
Again, a great move. We talked about the touch on her floater earlier in this game, and she shows it again, this time just creating for herself off the bounce.
Coast to coast for Stuck. Ohio State, like you talked about, Connor, they are 6th nationally in turnovers forced.
That's the identity there, Micah. It's what they do, and that's why they're up.
All the way outside for Chance Gray. Her second triple of the night.
Hasn't missed one yet. Chance Gray, the Oregon transfer. She was a solid shooter with the Ducks, but has really stepped it up to another level so far in the Scarlet and Gray.
Kiefer out to Becky. Goes all the way to Kiefer. Just loses possession of it. Thought maybe she was going to get set a little bit quicker in the corner.
Yeah, and still, you got to catch those passes, and we've seen that happen a couple of times here for the Cardinals. A few unforced errors, and if you clean those things up, you're still in this game regardless, but it could be much closer.
McMahon and the turnaround jumper, no good. All the way out to Austin.
Great lead pass out to Austin, and was able to finish quickly as she got out there in front of the defense, and that's how you create those extra points. Get out in transition.
Out of bounds. Stays Ohio State basketball. Petty, the one-on-one against Johnson. Goes all the way up for Austin again, one-on-one. Ohio State able to get the ball. It'll be jump ball in possession of Ohio State. Connor thought maybe there was a little bit of contact there, but Austin goes up with it, and they say it's clean.
It looked like it from our angle, but ball goes to Ohio State.
Pass to Theory. Back to Gray. Has it at the top of the key. Her jumper is good. Chance Gray, 5 points so far in this second half.
5 for 5 from the floor, 3 for 3 from deep. Chance Gray just can't miss today.
That one very far out. Taylor Theory takes advantage, wide open lane. She gets it home.
It's that pressure again, Micah. All over Ball State near midcourt, and Taylor Theory, a ball hawk on the defensive end, forcing the turnover.
Timeout called. The Buckeyes lead 47-26. We'll be right back. Thank you, Jayla. Cody McMahon saw it from a different light, Connor. Sat on the sidelines, talked to Kevin McGuff, just reading the court, knowing what she has to do. And she has done a great job since coming back. 25 points in her first game back against the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, she's been incredible, and this is that year. She's a junior, and she's really going to have to step into that leadership role, one of the more longer tenured players on this team, and she's the star. She's a leader.
Johnson takes it inside. Rebound by Petty. Chance Gray will set things up for Ohio State. Swings it to Theory. Cambridge looking inside. Shot is good by Theory.
Nice feed, too, by the freshman Cambridge. She's tasked with leading this offense pretty often for Ohio State, and she has done that at a great level.
And a steal by Cambridge. She pushes down the court. And that one is all ball by Kiefer, who rejects her at the rim.
And Cambridge took a tough fall after the block, still down.
Cambridge grabbing at that right shoulder.
Buckeye substitution, Madison Green.
Madison Green will sub in for Cambridge.
Is in the game.
Looks like they just went back to the locker room with Cambridge.
Inbound pass to Gray. Her shot is good. Chance Gray, perfect from the floor. 6 for 6.
Offense still flowing without Cambridge. Chance Gray 6 for 6 for 16 points. She has been a revelation on the offensive end.
Can she make it 7 for 7? Clangs off the rim. Rebound by Kiefer. Becky out to Kiefer. Rebound by Johnson. It'll be a foul on Petty.
Was trying to get around her to snare that rebound, and Petty might have got it with the hand there. I think that's what they're saying on the call.
Be a timeout on the floor. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes up 51-26. We'll be right back after the timeout.
You want to stick with teams like Ohio State.
Ball State, 4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes. They have a scoring drought. Last 2.5. Ohio State 8-0 run. Out to Kiefer. Foul called. Be a push on Ohio State.
Buckeye foul number 21, Chance Gray.
Chance Gray picks up the foul. Just a little bit of a shove against Johnson.
Look at that stat sheet. Only one free throw shot today by Ball State.
Not gone to the line a lot. Travel on Austin.
And that was an opportunity right there where maybe you could have drawn some free throws. Austin ducking into the paint. Looked like she could have got some contact, but unfortunately for the Cardinals, took a couple extra steps.
21 turnovers now for Ball State. They came into this game struggling a little bit, 15.5 turnovers a game. McMahon, the hard finish, draws the foul.
It's tough to stop Cody McMahon in the paint. Kiefer got her in the hands, tried to get ball, but it's tough when she's trying to go up with two hands like that, has him covering the ball, and there's not really a whole lot you can do there if you're Kiefer.
Ohio State 78% from the line tonight, 7 for 9.
Again, Kiefer's a very strong defender. Brady Sally raved about her when we got a chance to talk to him a couple of days ago. Said the way she's been practicing, it's been as hard as ever, and it's been tough. She's been tasked with sliding to the center position with Alex Richard out, potentially until they get into conference play, so she's had a lot on her plate.
They'll be in possession of Ohio State. The shot waved off. And another turnover, 22-27 points off those turnovers by Ohio State. They've taken advantage.
And that time Kingery just stepped on the baseline with the back of her foot. And again, it's all about that court awareness.
Gray hands it to McMahon. Gray slings it to McMahon, looks inside for Petty. Theory, the cutter, her reverse is good.
Had a shot like that in the first half. Just impeccable touch by the veteran Taylor Theory, a great leader off the court, and has the ability to finish pretty like that.
14-2 run for Ohio State over the last 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Johnson right there to get the rebound. Petty at the elbow. Spin move, the up and under is good. What a job by Asia Petty.
Speaking of pretty finishes, that is a great move. And again, a great finish by Asia Petty, a post technician.
Kingery's triple is good. The second three-pointer made for Ball State. 25-point lead for the Buckeyes. Petty against Johnson, and it's just not fair. Back-to-back scores for Petty.
Imposing her will in the paint. That's what she's done her whole career. That's how she averaged a double-double last year at Kentucky, and how she's close to those averages this year with Ohio State, albeit only playing in about 20 minutes per game.
Becky gets the foul. We'll head to the line, and that's a name we have not said a lot, Connor. 0 for 4, 0 for 1 from beyond the arc. 2 assists, 2 rebounds, but she got in a little bit of foul trouble early in that first half. Only has 2 currently.
Yeah, 2 of those fouls early, like you said, but she's made some plays on the defensive end and has had some nice feeds here and there, but the shots just haven't been falling for her, and she's their leading scorer, so when that happens, it's just really tough to generate offense.
Leading the way for Ball State is Malia Johnson with 8 points.
And something we haven't touched on yet today, Madeline Bischoff, not in the game today at all for Ball State. One of their leading scorers, probably the best shooter on the team. She's inactive along with Alex Richards, so a couple of big inactives for this Cardinal team today.
And then you look at Ohio State, Kennedy Cambridge, not active as well. Cody McMahon draws the foul. She'll head to the line.
Kennedy Cambridge day-to-day with a lower leg injury, so will probably be back soon and may only miss this game.
And she's done a lot for this team, averaging 5.5 points, 3.5 boards.
And she has been incredible coming into the rotation this year after redshirting her, what would have been her true sophomore season. She has come in and made such a big impact on the defensive end of the floor. She's been a real hustle player, and if you remember the Buckeye teams of the past couple of years, Ricky Harris was a big presence on the defensive end for them. She's kind of filled that role after she transferred to Dayton in her graduate season.
Becky inside to Towers. That one off the hand of Lemila. Minute and a half remaining in the third quarter. Ava Watson, her three is good.
And you can see the confidence increasing with her every single time she takes a shot. She's a very talented scorer of the basketball and will be filling it up for a long time in the NCAA.
All the threes so far by Ohio State have been made by Chance Gray and Ava Watson. That one just too far past the outstretched arms of Kingery, but it'll be tipped.
Chance Gray replaces Cody McMahon.
Ball State down by 29 points. That one is good by Becky. Her first points of the game outside the free throws.
Nice reverse. Got under the basket and was able to ward off the defender with that off shoulder.
Lemila will draw the block. She'll head to the free throw line.
Stuck was trying to draw that charge into the basket, but was a little out of position into the restricted area, so 2 free throws.
And Ball State running a bigger lineup. Elise Stuck, 6'1", Tessa Towers, 6'5". Both shots good by Lemila. Ohio State 11 for 15 at the charity stripe. A foul called on number 55, Ebony Walker. You can see Kevin McGuff just kind of shrugging a little bit. Not very excited about the call. In the bonus is Ball State.
Yeah, Walker had a slight push when Stuck was driving up the court there, and she'll get free throws.
Misses the first. Stuck, 78% free throw shooter coming into tonight. Ohio State will drain this clock. Just about 9 seconds separating the two. Ava Watson, her three is good. Off the backboard.
Talked about it just a little bit earlier with the last three she made. The confidence is showing for the freshman.
Here's Chance Gray. That one no good. Walker with the rebound. She gets it up, and Ohio State takes a commanding 33-point lead, Connor, going into the fourth.
What a way to cap it off in quarter number 3. Ebony Walker cleaning up the miss, doing the dirty work, and getting that second opportunity to go.
Ohio State Buckeyes a commanding 33-point lead. 6 of their last 7 have gone in. Micah Flack, Connor Shu, Jayla Van Horn here with you at Value City Arena. And Connor, Ohio State has really found it at the three-point line now, 43% from beyond the arc.
And they hit 3 of 4 in the third quarter, which was really a statement frame of this game that really turned things around. 31 points in the third for the Buckeyes. Got them up big.
And Kingery makes it the third triple of the night for the Ball State Cardinals. Green finds Ebony Walker. Swings it over to Watson. Gray goes inside. That one blocked by Towers.
Great paint defense by Towers, brings a lot of height to the lineup and making her presence felt inside.
Looking inside, kickball violation by Ebony Walker. Well, after this game, both teams will have a couple more games in the month of December. Ball State will have another road game. Northern Kentucky, Ohio State, 2 more home games against Grand Valley State and Youngstown State.
And then after that, things really start to ramp up. They get Stanford, who's always a great team, always in the top 25, currently receiving votes, but you can certainly expect them to rise in the standings soon.
That January schedule for Ohio State is brutal. Gray with the corner 3. That's in. Chance Gray has been electric tonight, 19 points.
And in only 24 minutes of play, just an incredibly efficient scorer with the Buckeyes. And early on, she's playing like one of the best guards in the conference.
Putting herself on the map. Gray again with it, swings it to Watson. That's out of bounds. Ohio State with the basketball. And you look at that January schedule, Connor, you got Michigan, Oregon, Wisconsin, Penn State, Maryland, Nebraska. Maryland's ranked. Michigan's right there. Oregon's really good. And this slate in the Big Ten with the addition of the 4 teams on the West Coast has made the conference deeper and harder.
It absolutely has, and the Big Ten, always one of the better conferences in women's basketball and, frankly, a lot of sports. Just got stronger.
That they have. Look at the men's side as well. They are just as deep. Shot by Kingery. Amila brings it down. Coast to coast for Green. No one home. Sinks the basket.
Madison Green, a pass-first type of player, but she can score when she needs to.
Johnson swings it to Kiefer. Back inside to Austin. Foul on Johnson. Allie Becky and Haley Smith check into the game. Amila out to Watson. Back to Gray. And Gray gets the fake and takes it up.
The show and go by Chance Gray, faking right and has the foot speed to be able to beat her defender off the dribble to that left side. Full bag of tricks for her.
Kiefer with the triple. Ray Kiefer this season became Ball State women's basketball all-time block leader with 153 total blocks. The record before that, 152, which has stayed since 2003.
Really just an all-time great player in their program, an all-time defender, certainly.
Becky outside to Kiefer. Swings it to Johnson, but just cannot hand on. Connor, this is something you've harped on. You just gotta make the catch. Even if it's a tough one, it bounced off her hands. That's something Johnson has to reel in.
And that's the thing. It feels like they haven't been on the same page on that offensive end all night, and it's led to turnovers like that, and that gets you up to a number like 24, which is the amount of times Ball State has given it up.
Under half of Ohio State's points have come off turnover, 31 to be exact. Walker Becky out to Kiefer. Rebound Lemula. Watson, the spot up three. Gray sends it over to Green. Five seconds on the shot clock. Have to go quickly here. 2 seconds, one. Gray, the three, no good. Rebound Kiefer. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Kiefer. Ohio State basketball again. Timeout on the floor as we will go to break. The Buckeyes lead.
With everyone healthy, but said still they have to meet the expectations and play to their standard if they're looking to win the MAC tournament and make the playoffs for the first time in over a decade. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jayla. Ohio State comes out with the ball. Spot up shot by Watson is good. And Ball State, a lot of expectations coming into this. Came in the preseason poll projected to win the MAC. Currently, they sit in fourth. Some very good teams in front of them. Toledo, Miami of Ohio, and Buffalo. A lot of parity in the MAC.
Absolutely, and we talked to Coach Sally about what he thought's changed the most in his time in the conference so far, and he said it's the parity. And like you said, so many different teams could come out of the MAC as the number one. What a deep conference it is. Gained a lot of respect in the national sphere, and teams like Ball State have helped out a lot with that.
Jump ball. It'll be Ohio State basketball.
Jump ball possession goes to the Buckeyes.
And you just look at this MAC team's BG, another very good team. You go 5-6 deep who could legitimately, Connor, win the conference and the tournament.
Absolutely, and yeah, Bowling Green's a very good team, and Ohio State got a chance to play them early on in this year, and I think that speaks to how good Ohio State is, because not only are they handling Ball State right now, they beat Bowling Green 96-53.
They know what it takes to defeat those MAC opponents. Becky drives inside, loses possession, gets a hold of it. It'll be possession Ohio State. What did you see there, Connor? I didn't necessarily see what they were calling.
I think she just started her movement before her dribble and called her for the walk.
Watson hands it to Walker. Inside for Lemila. Gray swings it over to Madison Green. 1 second remaining. Chance Gray unable to get the triple to go. Ransom swings it to Johnson. Back over to Johnson. Her layup is good. And you go back to the high expectations. Ball State has won 20 games in the last 3 seasons, last year being arguably one of their best seasons in program history. 16-2 in the MAC, 28-6 overall.
It's exactly what you're looking for if you're Coach Sally, and the only thing that's left is getting into that elusive NCAA tournament. They've fielded so many great teams, but just haven't been able to get that at-large bid and haven't won that MAC tournament recently.
What a job by Becky to let Ebony Walker fly by, puts it up for the basket.
She's a veteran player, knows how to score the basketball. Had a career-high 36 points against Toledo last year and did it with an array of moves like the one we just saw.
And if you're Ball State, if you make the tournament, this is a team, Connor, that has played a lot of Power 4 teams. They know what it takes to win those tough games. Sally has won 8 games against Power 4 foes in his tenure. Scrum for the basketball. Who will come up with it? As Kingery has it for Ball State.
And we talked about it a little bit earlier, but they clashed with Texas A&M and won against the Aggies. had a nice game against where they were able to hold their own, and not a Power 4 opponent, but South Dakota State is a team who's receiving votes in the AP poll and is consistently at the top of their conference. They kept a close game against them as well.
It's a very good Ball State squad. Chance Gray unable to connect. The no-look pass back to Ransom. Her three no good. Johnson with the rebound and the shot. That one will be out on Kiefer. Ohio State with possession.
Obviously a game without too many positive takeaways if you're Ball State, but you have to be happy with the effort they've put on the court here, even with being down by 30 plus. They've consistently played their hearts out and are still fighting for every loose ball, just like it's a one-point game.
What a great job by them. Madison Green has the ball. One minute remaining in regulation. Ohio State in no rush. They lead by 32. Becky swings it over to Austin. Goes cross court for Austin. Her three, no good, just goes in and out. That will do it. The shot clock has been turned off, as Ohio State will wind out the clock and secure a 32-point victory, staying undefeated, going to 9-0.
What a start to the season for Ohio State. Last year they had that early loss to USC, but this year it's been much different. They had a lot of early season success.
For Ball